Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Makeup with My. I'm so sorry I haven't been posting lately. School has been keeping me so busy. But today I decided to get in front of the camera and record a Get Ready With Me foundation routine while I talk about certain issues that have crossed my mind lately that I really want to shed light on and give my opinion on. Certain topics about the misconceptions about makeup. I've done my research on it as a makeup guru in the makeup community industry. I have had some experience with this, so I want to give you guys some insight about it. So yeah, if you want to watch how I applied my foundation and listen to what I have to say about these topics, keep watching. So I'm going to be starting off with my foundation routine, concealer, while I talk about everything. All of my products that I'm going to be using and brushes that I'm going to be using are going to be listed down below just because I really want you guys to focus on what I'm saying rather than what I'm doing. I know that this is different from my usual makeup tutorial videos, but I really think it was important to shed light on these topics. So if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I love to wear makeup for different types of reasons. And I'd like to talk to you, I'd like to share what I'm thinking with you guys. And recently I've been really pondering over the misconceptions that people have about makeup. And I feel like using my platform on YouTube, I should educate other people on it. So, there are different topics revolving around makeup, but the topics that I'm going to be talking about today are about the societal standards on makeup that women wear because we feel like we need to reach certain beauty standards and that we are trying to gain approval from others, and that makeup is actually an artistic achievement. So I'm just going to be using. So yeah, those are like some topics that been really crossing my mind lately. I'm going to talk about the one that really, if I'm looking on this side, by the way, it's because my mirror's over here. The one topic that I want to start off with is the misconception that women wear makeup because of other people. And I want to revoke that because many, people believe that choice because many people in media outlets state that women use makeup because we feel like we need to, specifically to boost our self-esteem in order to gain approval from other people. However, women use makeup for their own personal reasons. Like, I don't wear makeup to impress other people. Whether it's to experiment with different looks or dress to impress, it is their choice. And I think that's a big aspect that we as a society tend to forget, that makeup is a choice. It is not necessary by any means. It's not necessary, nor is it mandatory. This often gets confused with the differing opinions on makeup. Yes, some of us do use it as a way to boost our self-esteem, but that's not all of us. So it's a generalized idea about the makeup community that isn't true. And especially with the thought that is to gain approval to impress others. Do you really think that I spend 30 minutes blending out my eyeshadow for Caleb in my 8 a.m. writing class to notice that I'm wearing 3 different colors of purple? I don't think so. I recall reading an article online. It's kind of hard to do my makeup while talking because like the camera's over here and then the mirror's over here, but I'm going to try and do my best. But yeah, I do remember reading an article on the Huffington Post about makeup, and in the article it said, but if looking your best, whatever that might mean to you, allows you to be able to present yourself to the world in the way that you want to be seen, that's only going to enable you to do better in the world and work better. That really stood out to me because I really believe that. Like, for me, I do makeup because I want to express myself in a certain way. If I'm feeling sad that day, then I'll probably do a color palette that has darker colors just because that's how I'm feeling. It's not because I want to impress other people or gain approval from other people with my smoked out eyeshadow. That's not the case. And another piece in that article that really stood out to me was when this professor named Professor Etkoff argued that there was a cultural shift in ideas about self-adornment, including makeup. 20 or 30 years ago, if you got dressed up, it was simply to please men, or it was something that you were doing because society demands it. However, women and feminists today see this as their own choice, because it is, and it may be an effective tool. This proves and backs up my point that women use makeup for their own purpose and enjoyment. It may have been to use to please men in the past, but for now, it's all about choice, which I've said before. Makeup is all of a choice. If you guys want to read the article that I just quoted and talked about, I will link it down below. Don't worry. You will be able to access the information. So yeah, you do you, girl. I mean, a lot of YouTubers don't use their platform to talk about these issues, but I feel like since I'm a big part of the makeup community, I want to use my platform to educate other people on these topics, because that's not something that you see people doing, and that's something that people do need to start talking about, and I really think that's important. So I'm also going to get this on my neck, because you know you don't want a face and a neck that doesn't match. So another topic that I want to talk about is the misconception that makeup is used, like besides it being used for self-esteem purposes or to impress others, is the issue of the standard of beauty that is supposed to be reached. Oftentimes it's through social media or news outlets, or just like people in your ear telling you what you are and what you aren't, and what certain look you're supposed to look like and achieve. And this goes all the way back to the glorification of Eurocentric beauty standards. I could go into another video about that, but for the sake of this video, that's a different topic. So I'm just gonna keep it short. But women feel like they have to achieve a certain look to be beautiful, and that goes back to the glorification of Eurocentric beauty standards. The sleek nose, high cheekbones, fair skin especially. It's everywhere. If you were to type in beautiful women in the Google search, almost all the pictures that would pop up are women of fair skin. So that's just one example of it in our daily lives, like, you know. And this makes women of color, especially because I am one myself, this makes women of color feel very uncomfortable in our own skin. We feel like we aren't good enough or pretty enough for people to, you know, want to reach out to us, for people to model for us, for people to pick us to be beauty influencers or represent their companies, you know. I remember reading in the Huffington Post this one time, they made a comment in their article stating that as women, we all have certain standards that we are supposed to reach. And then African American women have another standard that's an umbrella under this larger standard. White women have theirs, Latina women has theirs, and so on and so forth. So the Eurocentric beauty standards are basically, you know, they're not made for people of color. So I'm just going to say that they're not made for people of color, and it's this idea that we're supposed to look like that in order for us to be considered pretty. But that's not it, because a lot of the time they're talking about hair, they're talking about skin, they're talking about facial structures, facial features, but a lot of those things we don't have control of. We're not in control of the texture of our hair. We didn't choose the color of our skin. We were just born this way. And for others to tell us that we're not pretty because we don't have certain features, you know, it just makes us feel like we're not worthy. So I feel like makeup shouldn't be all about one beauty standard that everybody has to reach. Everybody's different in their own way, and telling people what they are and what they aren't defeats the purpose of makeup, I believe. Because makeup has the power to enhance or cover whatever you want, because makeup is basically up to the user. It could be used for anything. But by setting the same standard that every woman has to follow, we lose our originality and individuality. Everyone is different in their own way, and everybody is beautiful in their own way. And I hope that people begin to really understand this, because it does cause a big change, especially in our youth. That, you know, while they're growing up and they're surrounded by. Sorry, I'm just setting my I'm baking under my eyes and my highlighted points. But you know, especially me, like as a teenage girl growing up in this time where people are telling me that I should be this or I shouldn't be this, or this is what I am, this is what I'm not. It's hard for me to grow up. It's hard for girls to grow up and really accept themselves without comparing themselves to others. And that creates another issue of, you know, identity crisis. How are we gonna cope with this? And these kids, these people that the standards are placed upon, that's our future generation. Those are the people that are going to be, you know, ruling this country, ruling this world. So we need to set a good example for them and tell them that their individuality and that their own self-expression, they're beautiful in their own way. So that's something that I really wanted to talk about, because being a woman of color, it really affected me while growing up, and I feel like it's a real topic. A lot of people don't talk about it, but I feel like it's super important to shed light on, because it's happening as we speak. There are girls out there thinking that they're not pretty enough and they're not worthy enough, and I want to use my platform to tell them, honey, yes, you are. You are worth it, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Okay? And so now I'm setting my face and my neck so that my makeup doesn't move. So yeah. And then another topic that I want to talk about is that makeup is an art form. Like, look at my face. Makeup is truly an art. I can transform myself into anything that I feel like. I felt very happy today, so that's why I chose fall colors, shimmer, really long lashes. I accentuated my eyebrows darker than I usually do today, just because that's how I felt like today. And then, so besides using makeup to enhance our features, it's also a creative outlet for some. It's an artistic form that can be used to express one's self-expression, from the color palette that they choose to how they decide they want to wear their makeup. It's all a statement. So, for example, my statement today is that I'm feeling extremely optimistic. I'm feeling happy because I'm choosing bright colors. I'm choosing long wispy lashes. I have a really bright face that stands out because I highlighted. Remember, I baked under my eyes, so that makes me really stand out. And I'm going to start contouring now. But yeah, it's all a statement. And the makeup is the paint, and their face is the canvas. So for me, my face is my canvas. So right now, I'm essentially painting and carving out how I want others to perceive myself. I recently saw an article on BuzzFeed, and it really intrigued me because they were talking about the 23 makeup looks that prove makeup is an art form. And when I clicked on this article, I was not expecting the different types of arts that I saw. The looks range from recreating the galaxy on their eyelids to recreating characters from movies. One person did the Corpse Bride on her eyelid. They included the blue background, her dress, everything. And it looked absolutely stunning and amazing because it takes a certain level of skill to achieve that, you know. And a lot of people aren't artistically creative. And to do it in different forms, that's amazing. So the looks can range from inspiration that's derived from anywhere, you know, from nature to their clothes to how they're currently feeling. The options are endless. In another article, called Facial Awareness Makeup as an Art Form. They say that one of the most popular ways to express makeup creativity is through fashion shows and social media. I highly believe that because on social media, with Twitter and Instagram nowadays, you could see people post from all over the world of what they're doing to their face and how they're sharing it with others. Um, these platforms, social media, Instagram, Twitter, they act as a safe space for any type of expression and creativity to support the individuals in the makeup industry. Um, or you don't necessarily have to be in the industry. You could just be somebody that loves to do makeup, like me. You know. Sorry, can't talk during this. Sorry, continuing. Yes, these platforms act as a safe space for the individuals who want to share their art. Famous makeup creator Kevin Asuncion, I love his concealer. It's so creamy. It's so full coverage. I love it. It's worth the price. It's well known for his artistic ability to transform a face using neutral tones to sculpt, define, highlight, and shape the complexion, minimizing and maximizing features. That is truly what makeup is about. You using your products and tools, you can make your face and show your face the way you wanted to present it to other people. For example, I just contoured my face, so now my face seems slimmer because my cheekbones are more sucked in, but my highlighted areas, such as the areas under my eyes, my chin, and my forehead, stand out because I highlighted those areas. So the contour and highlight really shows the features of your face that you want there and or what you want to hide. Um, he by the way that he does this, he captures the audience's attention on what he wants them to see. I want them to see my highlighted under eyes. I want them to see my big forehead, you know. And by focusing on these aspects, by capturing their attention to focus on these aspects, he's he's an artist capturing his audience's attention to his art form and showing them his art the way that he wants them to perceive it. Bobbi Brown, another famous makeup creator, also mentioned in the article, once stated that we are able to transform ourselves not only by how we are perceived, but how we feel. And I also feel like that's very true because I use makeup as an artistic form, but also whenever I'm sad, I like to experiment with my makeup. Makeup is how I release my emotions through the colors that I choose, through the way that I decide to put on my makeup. And once you look a certain way, it can also affect how you feel. So if I look good that day, I'm gonna feel good. Look good, feel good. But if my makeup doesn't turn out right, like it's looking a little bit patchy, it's looking not very blended in, then I'm just not gonna have a good day. Just because my makeup doesn't look the way I want to. So now, not it doesn't only just affect me emotionally, but now I don't see myself the way that I want. Others can't see myself the way I want to present myself, and that's the reason why I get so sad. Is because they don't get to see my how I'm feeling that day, or like um, what inspired me that day. I believe and support this 100%. Makeup is an art. Makeup is a form of self-expression. Makeup is empowerment. I do this for me. I don't do this for anybody else. Okay. So that's just some issues that crossed my mind, and I really wanted to talk about them because, as a makeup guru, I feel like I should use my platform to really educate others on these topics that really that are swept under the rug oftentimes. So And I know this wasn't what you guys were expecting. You guys were expecting me explaining my full glam. What am I doing tonight? Am I going out with my girlfriends? Do I have homework tonight? But I just feel like this switch up is so important so we can understand as a society and as people who can appreciate other, to appreciate and not judge other people by the way that they decide to express themselves. So I'm just continuing finishing off my face by just highlighting the points that I want to highlight. So I want to let people, I want to show off my cheekbones. So I'm going to highlight the highest point of my cheekbones on both sides. I want people to look at my nose. I want people to look at my chin and see that, wow, she's glowing, or wow, her makeup looks nice today, or how does she do that? You know, makeup is all about trial and error, and it, honestly, I just love it. So now, now that I have all my topics out there, I feel like a big weight is off my chest, because now that we're all educated on what makeup can be and is, we can appreciate it more and we can educate others. So to finish off my makeup, I'm going to spray my face with the Bedescu Rose Water Spray. And then for my lips, I'm just going to be using a lip liner from NYX. In the color Natural, so you can't really see it. Okay, yeah, you can kind of. Okay. And then to finish it off, some clear gloss to really make it pop. The high points of my face pop, my nose pops, so now my lips are gonna tie everything together with this shiny gloss. Okay. And that's it for the Get Ready With Me foundation. Not really tutorial, but you know, watching me apply it and also listening to me talk. Thank you so much for supporting me, for listening to me on these issues that are really important to me. Please feel free to subscribe down below, and don't forget that next week I'll have a video up on this eyeshadow look, so I'll see you soon.